during the midweek. That was on Thursday. And traveling again to Nyamunga Stadium, I think they're in for a hiding there. Maybe they'll go down maybe 2-0. Yeah.
Already 2-0, you think?
Yeah, that's what I think, 2-0.
Well, the Sugar Boys. Amenoti Zimbe yacho Saudi kuti yakakurunga pamwe ndokuti zvichinja, I don't know. So they've got it tough again against ZPC Kariba, who themselves are not doing pretty well, so they might fancy themselves. Then at Emagumeni, it's a derby. Amakosi Amatle taking on Iposo. Coach Beck.
Yes, this I think is really entertaining. Side that Blue Chiefs always gives a lot of problems to Highlanders, and they want to believe that they will take that advantage. But Highlanders, after having won their game over during the midweek, definitely they are pumped up to make sure that they will try their best to collect points. Their coach has been crying that they are not utilizing the chances they create. They create as many chances, but they are not utilizing them. And I want to believe today that that's the emphasis, to say let's utilize our chances and try to collect points as much as we can. We are not far from the local leaders. We have done so well so far. Let's collect the points, especially against Blue Chiefs, who are also struggling.
Yes, so that one, Bulawayo Chiefs taking on Highlanders. And then the last one, last but not at least as all, at Watanabe Stadium, the Sporting Eagles, Agama, come up against former leaders of the Premiership. That's Makepe, Caps United, Kepe Bora. Chinola, your take.
I think that is going to be a very tough game, in balanced fair. I think Agama, they've improved their game of late, but facing Caps United, who are welcoming back Textual Chirabi, who was there on the bench against the ZPC Kariba, and they needed the last minute penalty to save their blushes against the ZPC Kariba. You see that Wallace Mangarani made that blunder, and during the midweek, Textual Chirabi changed the goalkeeper to the Ghanaian Stephen Odai Kwaku. So let's wait and see today, but I think Caps United might come out 1-0 victors at Wadzanai.
Ginola really pumped up with his predictions for Real Madrid. Right, okay. Scotland versus Hardrock. Mavira taking on Kasongo Golden Boys. Yes, as always, our teams travel in style nowadays, and we never want you to miss that opportunity. So here's how they rolled into Rufaro Stadium, starting first, of course, with the home side, Maviravira. Here's Coach Bex, Maviravira, rolling into the ceremonial home of football, so coined by my colleague, the godfather of Son Seruko, rolling there into Rufaro Stadium.
Yes, rolling into Rufaro Stadium, and I think in terms of buses and everything, Maviravira were the ones who introduced the luxury buses, and all the other teams have followed suit, and Maviravira are always on the lead. We saw them last year collecting the championship, and at the moment they are leading after 17 games, and we hope that we are going to be seeing something far much better from them, as they want to make sure the previous game they played at Hardrock, it came out a draw, and I want to believe now they are in top form. So Hardrock could have come at the wrong time. So the team which Maviravira has for the past 4 games, it has been like the first 11, and that's the same first 11 which the coach is using, and they almost the whole team, they are really in top form, and I want to believe we are going to be seeing a very good, entertaining game, and see Maviravira collecting points.
Well, as you can see there, the dressing room and the jerseys of the familiar big names. Yes, as Hardrock, the Kasongo Golden Boys roll into Mbiles Rufaro Stadium. Shinola.
Yeah, as you can see, Hardrock here, they come here. Remember, like what Coach Beck says, that in the first encounter, which was the opening match of the season, they drew 0-0 at Chawanda Stadium. And I remember Knowledge Msona missing one of golden chance in that game. But with the form in which Knowledge Msona is, Hardrock must be very careful, because I don't think he's going to miss like the way he did in that first encounter. So they need to be very watchful. And also the form, Kama Biliad, Panashe Mtimbanyoka, Mtokozi Msebe. I think Pastor KK need to be very, very careful with the way he applies even the formation he's going to employ today against this solid Scotland side. And you can see that Nominal Pesa doesn't normally change his winning team. He has maintained with that team that won during the midweek for the past 2 games. And you can see that it has also affected Abu Bakar Moffat, one of the best holding midfielders in the country. The moment he traveled the national team to the UK, he came back, he lost his starting berth to Panashe Mtimbanyoka, and Mtokozi Msebe is now sitting deep in his position. So with Nomin Mapeza, if you mess around, if you are substituted, if you are replaced, then you know that in the next encounter, you have to rot on the bench.
Right, coming up now for you, we'll just help each other. You there, yes, you are the owners of the game, as we walk through the 2 teams and their formations and the likely match winners and so on. And of course, as always, we'll start with Maviravira. There, as we look at their formation, and it's always... This team hasn't changed much, Coach Bex, like you were saying, Norman Mapeza. And of course, emphasis, or rather the concentration will be on the terrible trio. That's Knowledge Musona, Walter Musona, and Kama Billiard.
Yes, everyone, when he talks about Mavira,
as we take a look at the lineup there.
Yes, as when we talk about Maviravira, or the name Knowledge, Billiard, Walter, those are the names which people talk about. But I think when you look at the team itself, from the defense, Chadla has done well. 12 goals, no goals scored against him. And their central defense of Umoyo, they've done very, very well. And as a team, they've done very, very well. So in defense, they are tight. It's not a team you can say, I can easily penetrate them. They are not easy to penetrate. Then when they are going forward, that's when we say Knowledge Muson. I think he has been doing very, very well, doing everything to try to make sure they collect the points. And one good thing they've done in almost the last 3 games they've done, in the first 20 minutes, they always scored 2 goals. So they try to hit at you as early as possible.
Yes, but you know, in Scotland, I now go favor guy. I now go favor Hardrock. Right, as we take a look, Scotland warming up, and of course, Kama Billiard, Walter Musona, Knowledge Musona are the terrible trio there, as we see the finishing here, Ginola.
Yeah, as you see those teams warming up there, like we said, that this game is going to be a hair-raising encounter. Very, very tough game, to be honest with you. Was also a Hardrock. We have the likes of Munashi Bamara, the former triangle midfielder. He's a very solid midfielder. And also Tondre Mateonga is having a great season. Remember, it's not easy to claim the jersey from Martin Mapisa. Of course, at the beginning of the season, Martin Mapisa was injured. But when he came back, he cannot reclaim that jersey from Tondre Mateonga because of his form. And also they have this man from Eswatini, Neliswa Hamini. He's also very good, that man from Eswatini.
Okay. But as we look at the home side, that's Scotland. Yes, we will be looking at Hardrock in a jiff, but Scotland here just parading the most expensively assembled outfit in Zimbabwe. You could say, if you want, the Real Madrid of European football, although Real Madrid but that's how it is. Scotland, I mean, you got all the big names there. And in goal, Nelson Chajga, they call him Mawoko. They've got Panashe Mtimbanyoka. Even their bench, Coach Bex, their bench, they could walk into that first team side anytime. Their bench, Abubakar Moffat, Timon Matope.
Yes, their bench is very, very strong. When we look at them. I think Museve has been really outstanding, and Shidolo, who is in front of the defense, has done very well to the extent that Abubakar has found himself on the bench, which is a sign that the team is doing very, very well as a team, and those players have been the key to try to make sure that they open up the opponents and help Mtimba Nyoka, Walter on the left, then Knowledge, who plays behind Billiard himself. And Billiard himself, his runs off the ball, they are really very good and excellent, and it's caused a lot of problems to opponents.
Right, Abubakar Moffat, as you saw there, is not back in the line in the lineup. His place taken by Panashe Mtimbanyoka, who seem to be doing well. So he'll have to really fight for his place. Then we want to look at Kasongo Golden Boys, Hardrock. We want to look at Kasongo, Hardrock, Kasongo there. And yes, you were talking, Ginola, about Kasongo Golden Boys.
Yes, I was talking about the Kasongo Golden Boys. I was saying that this.
As we take a look at the lineup there, Ginola.
Exactly. I was saying that this Sinelisco Jalmini from Eswatini is a leader. He's very good. Also, they have Munashe Bamara. We talked about him, the former triangle midfielder. He's so good in midfield. They also have the Simon Makawa, who was playing.
You're forgetting the door.
I was going to talk about him. Yeah, because if you see the starting 11 as you can see the starting 11 for Hardrock, none of those players was with them last season in Division 1. Simon Maka was from ZPC Kariba. They have the Don, who was playing for Simba Bora last season. He's also former Dynamos, former Caps United, and he's a great midfielder. And I'm sure he's the one who does all his way past a number of defenders until those moments of madness when that ball was handled by Shadrack Nyawa, and it caused a lot of chaos. But the penalty was taken anyway, and we're not talking about that today anyway. So that is a very strong team. And Kelvin Kaindu, I think, his think tank is very solid. He's good at strategies, but today facing a Nomen Mapeza, that is going to be very interesting and exciting.
And I'm going to stay with you, Ginola. We want to look at Washington Navaya. That's the deadly number 36, the leading, he's the reigning soccer star of the year, I must say. Washto, a big sign from Tel 1. He's going to be assisted by number 30, that's Wilfred Manzungu, who was the leading goal scorer in the Northern Region Division 1 last year for now defunct Shesham. So, Scotland will be hard advised.
Exactly, the legendary CNN. Washington Navaya, you could see that Hardrock, they missed the services of National Navaya when he traveled with the national team to England. And when he came back, he was thrown straight into the starting lineup, and he bagged in 2 goals in that match during his return. So Washington Navaya, and also last season, you're saying he's the reigning soccer star of the year. He was also the top goal scorer. And partnering Wilfred Manzungu, who was the top goal scorer in Division 1. And remember, it's not easy for a player coming from Division 1 to any national team call-up. Yes, he couldn't make it to AFCON, but that's a clear sign, an indication that he's a prolific striker.
Yes. Washington Navaya. And still talking about, just closing up on the Hardrock lineup, it's not only about Washington Navaya and Wilfred Manzungu. Ginola did talk about goalkeeper Tonderai Mateaunga. He's making it difficult for Warriors goalkeeper Martin Mapisa to reclaim his number 1 jersey.
Yes, Tonderai Mateaunga has done very well so far. He has conceded seven goals out of the games they have played so far. So he has done very, very well, and the coaches themselves, they are very confident, they're happy with his performance. That's why they are not really changing. It's him only. Then also, at the heart of their midfield, Bamara has done extremely well, being assisted by Mudadi, former Dynamos, former Simba. I think everyone knows what he does, especially when he has got the ball attacking. He gives a lot of problems to the opponents. Then up front, I think those two we've talked about. Navaya, I know everyone saw him last year, and everyone just thought it was just a one day thing where we say 1 year wonder. But he has shown that after having left Tel 1, where he is at Hardrock, he is doing very, very well. And the way he finished the goals he scored against Simba, I think he is showing that he is a literal striker who everyone should start seriously.
Right, okay, we got a mother of all battles. Now, it's that time when we transport you into the gaffers' minds to find out what they will be saying. And watch out for two questions that we fielded to them about the title decider. Both answered it, well, you'll find out. First, we talked to Muchina Wemajusi, Norman Mapeza of Scotland. Then we talked to Pastor KK, Kelvin Kaindu of Hardrock. And take a listen.
We are not under pressure. It's a game of football. Like I said before, we are just going to take this game as it comes. So we are not going to put ourselves under necessary pressure. We are playing our 18th game of the season, and we just have to take this game as it comes. For knowledge to perform, it's about Kevin Moyo. For Kama to perform, it's about Watamsona. So I would rather talk about the whole group than to talk about individuals, although they've been giving us a lot in terms of what we've been doing so far. But usually I would rather talk about the whole group, because football it's about everybody. It's about collective efforts. So the guys have been doing well. And I'm happy because everybody has been working, and they've been putting the shift in all of the games they've been playing.
There's no pressure. For us, it's a game that we are playing today. Of course, we know what is at stake. These are two teams that are on top of the league, and we just hope that the fans get what they are worthy to come and watch today. I think the fans, probably the way they see things is different from the way we see things as coaches. I don't think the team that is going to win today should be regarded as champions. There's still a lot of games to be played for. Of course, this can bear a lot of factor in terms of the way you position yourself on the log, and anyone that gets a maximum point to be in a better position today. We play the same formation that we have been playing. The only thing that you need to do as a coach is to make tactical substitution. Otherwise, we still play the same way that we play.
Stage is set. The mother of all battles, Scotland, taking on Hardrock. What we are going to do now, we are crossing over to the commentary box to join our two colleagues in the commentary box. First, Manchester United King Fan Sparrow Spencer Nyamadzao, sitting alongside Liverpool staunch supporter Joseph Nkani. We'll be talking to you at halftime. Enjoy the first 45 minutes.
It's a very good afternoon to you viewers from home. Welcome to the Faro Stadium, the ceremonial home of football. It's Scotland, the home team, taking on Hardrock. A top of the table clash, number 1 versus number 2. Scotland sitting on position number 1 at the half break, and Hardrock in position number 2. Of course, they've got a game. They've got a game that was abandoned by the Dynamos. That's still waiting in the deliberation. Of course, we've got an announcement being made by the ZRP, just encouraging the fans to enjoy the game and make this game peaceful and just accept whichever results that come their way. As we see Norman Mapeza there, just greeting the opposite team bench. Yesterday's results just going, we're showing you under your screen there. FC Platinum losing at home to Ngezi in a Platinum derby. That was a big encounter. Simba Bora running riot. Noanika Diamonds winning 3-0 at Wadzanai Stadium. Chicken in the Gamecock sharing points with the students, the rentals at Blawayo. Mo's World of Sport FC 0 against FC Hunter 0-0, and Dynamos, the one we featured live to you yesterday, winning 3-0 against Tel1. And what a match it was. Today, Scotland, Maviravira, taking on Kasongo Boys Hardrock in a top of the table clash. And this one, you don't need to guess which one will want to win this game, as we see the referees just walking out of the dugout, followed by the two teams. This one, a lot of fireworks are expected. The referee for today, Tichawa Nambire, will have to be at his best on this top of the table clash. Both sets of fans coming in their numbers. And Scotland, whenever they play here at Rufaro, they have quite a huge following. And Hardrock, they've done a great job and really transformed the Midlands with some exciting, beautiful football. Credit to their president for funding the team and ensuring that they also construct a stadium that's mid-cap standards. As we stand up, a crossover for the national anthem of Zimbabwe. That was the national anthem for Zimbabwe. As you could see, the adrenaline on the players' faces, ready for the big battle here. Kelvin Kaindo in a grey and suit with a green shirt, orange tie, ready for battle against Norman Mapeza in a top of the table clash. Both teams heavily assembled. Let's see which one will come out tops after 90 minutes. And Scotland currently doing well, sitting on top of the log. Of course, for Hardrock, they still have a game which they still need to get some deliberations. The two captains, Chandra Mateaunga and Walter Musona, going for the toss. Our referee for today is Tichao Nambire, first assistant Lakson Mara, second assistant Victor Kambazo, fourth officials Grace Jimo, and match commissioner Estera Ruvinga. They are taking the toss, and Chandra Mateaunga won the toss, is opting to attack from right to left, and Scotland will start us from left to right, and this is definitely a big encounter. Top of the table clash. And Joe, your thoughts about this game before it starts?
Yes, good afternoon, Spencer, and good afternoon to all our viewers out there. What is promising to be a big encounter this afternoon, tightly contested encounter between two teams that are taking the first two slots of the local Premiership log table. Scotland are currently first with 34 points, whereas Hardrock are second with 32 points, separated by only 2 points. If Hardrock were to win this afternoon, they will leapfrog Scotland at the apex of the log table.
Definitely, as we see the formation, the Nelson Chachka in goals for Madrid. It looks like they are playing a 4-3 A 4-3-2 formation. Muhammad Isak on the left, Kwala. Then we see Mtimba Nyoka and Sebe Kamabile, Knowledge Msona up front, and Walter Musona just behind the brother alongside Kamabile. Of course, they've got a heavily assembled bench. Looking at Terence Chukamanches also on the bench. There we see 3-5-2 formation. Tundra Matanga, the captain in goals. Navaya, the last year's top goal scorer, in there. Just behind the strikers, Mudadi and Nyilenda. Of course, Muringani on the left back and Makawa right back. In the heart of defensive midfield is Gavaza. This one promises to be a big battle. Joe.
Yes, that definitely we expect a bit of attrition down the middle of the park, where we are seeing Hardrock will give you a player like Bamara, who used to play for Triangle. He's very gritty, very industrious, and is one player that you want to look at and see his industry on the central park of the pitch. And I've noticed that Hardrock coach Kelvin Kayundu has deployed Washington Navaya just behind the last line of attack. We know now Washington Navaya is one of the leading top goal scorers in the land, and was also the top goal scorer of the season last season. And we want to see how this game is going to turn out. And of course, there's a fair crowd that has come out at Rufaro Stadium compared to what we saw yesterday between Dynamos.
Definitely a big crowd that came to witness this encounter. That's the Vietnam end, where Scotland fans are housed today, filling the bay, and Hardrock on the city end, where the house head coach for Hardrock, Kelvin Kayundu, a very experienced gaffer, formerly with Highlanders, formerly with Dynamos. He's seen it all. I also haven't played here in Zimbabwe. He's, of course, coming up against a tough coach, Norman Maposa. He's won quite a number of premiership, 6 to be precise, with FC Platinum. And Kama Billiards kicks us underway with Scotland in blue attacking from left to right on your screen. It's a long one, headed forward, pushed forward by Nelson Slamini. It will be a throw-in on the far side for Maviravira. Looking to play Kama Billiard, and Hardrock win this one. Throw-in for Scotland. I mean, these two teams met once so far in the head-to-head, drawing 0-0 all at Chawanda Stadium in Kwekwe. Let's see how this one will pan out. So the head-to-head, they are tied on 0-0 all. Let's see how it plays out. Nelson Chajga claiming, has raised his hand to be on the calendar. So far he has gone for 14 clean sheets, and he's done well between the sticks for Scotland. Calvin Moyo back to Maoko, Nelson Chajga, and he'll put this one forward. Knowledge Msona loses possession to Marshall Gavaza. Looking for Navaya. And a free kick to Scotland.
Yeah, that was too aggressive. On the part. He was actually left behind, and then he still tucked himself in there. Yeah, and of course the referee had the right to call for a free kick in favor of Twala, Gwake Twala, who is one of exciting players in the Scotland lineup. You know, he's comfortable with the ball. I like the way he ventures up front down the left channel, and he's someone who can look up to and see something that he can do for you. And also he's good with the ball, comfortable with the ball, and also can send in beautiful crosses into the box for Scotland.
In a nutshell, he's very industrious, and he's one player who can carry the day for Scotland.
And
Peter Mudua.
He hails from Eswatini.
Yes,
Gwake
indeed.
Twala.
Looking for Kama Billiard, who's changed plans. A good turn. Fortunately, plays the ball out of touch, but the fans were happy with that. He sold Kama a dummy. But nothing materializing out of that. Mohamed Isak, the throw-in. Good play. Isak. Scotland pushing forward. Moses Shidolo tried to look for Walter Musona. And the free kick conceded by Walter Musona on the far side on Samuel Makawa. This man will have to be at his best. Bamara for Hardrock. Very exciting and enterprising player. Shidolo. Mudua to Isak. Isak with the long one, looking for the roving Kama Billiard, and it's cleared out of danger only as far as Shidolo. Knowledge Musona tried to be clever, but the defender was watching all the proceeding. Good defense work from Marshall Gawaza. He's a tricky customer. Bamara for Hardrock, looking for options. Finds Donald Mudadi. Plays it back to Mringani. Gwenya playing in the center back for Hardrock, looking for options. You pump this one forward, and it's headed by Isak. Good play, Wilfred Muzungu fighting it out with Moses Tokozis Msebe. Good play by Donald Mudadi. A chance here from outside the box, and doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. That was Junior Makuniga. No, that was Washington Navaya. Early strike from the striker, Washington Navaya. Didn't have enough power to trouble Nelson Chadga.
Yeah, but I like the way he created space for himself. He received the ball all by himself, he made the turn, and then he took a shot at goal. And he's allowed to do that because Washington Navaya is one of your top goal scorers in the land. He will fancy his chances from that range. And he's also reliable too. He can give you a goal from nothing.
Yes, Washington Navaya is a reliable gunslinger. Peter Mudua plays it back to Nelson Chachga. Releasing Peter Mudua. Of course, Hardrock wanting Scotland to push forward. They're just sitting back. Good control by Kama Billiard. First touch was good, and he runs himself out of touch. But the first touch on the chest control was good by Kama Billiard. He felt he was being pushed. So Tenda Mringani with a throw-in. That was the chance by Navaya. Won the ball on himself. The shot was just a bit weak. Donald Mudade winning the ball. And Navaya with that attempt. Maoko wasn't happy with the midfielder. They lost the ball, and the Kama Billiard must have said something to the near side assistant ref. You know, Kama Billiard is a big name, must have said something.
Yes, and the ref was actually telling me to cool down, take it easy. I'm here to protect you, and I'm here to follow the football rules. So just do your thing, and I do my thing.
Timbanyoka, Shidolo, Tokozis Mseba, Calvin Moyo, much traveled Calvin Moyo, played for FC Platinum, also played for Dynamos, now turning out for Scotland.
He also did business in Ghana, in Zambia, for Ghana FC, and Chippa United in South Africa. So he's widely traveled. Yeah, and he's got 2 Premiership titles to his belt.
Yes, Seba Tokozis giving it to Twala Kake. Picking up Mohamed Isak. Good passing from FC Platinum. A run in the box. Chitolo! And this one is cleared for a corner kick, but good enterprise in play from Scotland. The off-the-ball run from Chidolo was beautiful. and the defender was alert.
And you wonder where the marking was from Hardrock. They allowed Shidolo to run into the box unmarked and receive the ball, a clean ball, which did not really materialize much from that. But otherwise, Hardrock were in 6s and 7s.
Yes, corner kick quickly taken. FC Scotland asking Hardrock all the questions at the moment. They're pushing the ball well, knocking it around. Navaya looking for option, deep in his own half. That's Mudadi, I beg your pardon. Bamara bulldogs past his way, plays it wide. They can keep it in play. They've created good width. They can get the ball in the box. They've got quite a number of green shirts looking for the cross. It's good. And a chance here. Nelson Chachga does well to gather the ball, takes off the pressure from the defense. But good enterprise in play, creating width from Hardrock. Joe.
Play swinging from one end to another. Scotland missing a chance of their own in the box, in the Hardrock box, and Scotland coming in with their, Hardrock coming in with their own statement of intent that we can also attack. You attack, I attack. So if this is going to be the story of the whole game, well, we're in for a treat this afternoon.
Definitely turning out to be a fascinating encounter. Both teams taking each other toe to toe. Peter Mudua. Walter Musona, the captain, pushing forward. Can he take a crack at goal? He does, yes. He can hit them very well. But this one will not trouble Tondre Mateunga. But Walter Musona, you don't give him so much room because he's one guy who can strike the ball.
Yeah, we've seen him even score long-range goals in for the Warriors. He's one guy with a good shot in his boot.
They'll win it back through Walter Musona. Twala pushes it forward. It will be a throw-in for Hardrock, but I tell you, both sets of teams are not allowing each other to settle. They're always first on the ball. There we did see that beautiful play, and the cross was good. Nelson Chachga, eyes on the ball, and he gathers. Just a good ball in the box, and Chachga did well because Navaya was lacking there. Knowledge Musona, the smiling assassin, picking up Panashem Timbanyoka. Bamara wins it as he always does. They are pushing forward. Wilfred Mazungu. Good play from Hardrock. The cross is good. And it's cleared out of danger, but Hardrock are pushing forward. They are keeping Scotland on the back foot. Walter Musona looking for options. Takes his eyes off the ball. This one, you can't blink for a second, you miss out on action. Good play. And they win it on the far side. Peter Mudua. Panashem Timbanyoka. Deep in his own half. Forced to play it back to Calvin Moyo. Looking for options, finds Peter Mudua. It's a battle of tactics here between KK and Norman Mapeza. Good chest control from Wilfred Mazungu. Loses out Mohamed Isak with the long one. Looking for Kama Billiard. The ever-roving Billiard. Panashem Timbanyoka. Kama with the ball in the box. Tried to look for Knowledge Musona. Knowledge appreciating the effort from Kama Billiard. The intention was good, but the execution not the best.
And these are two players who know each other very well. They did business at Aces Youth Academy before they left the country to do their various shifts. Knowledge going to Hoffenheim in Germany, while Kama going to Ajax Cape Town in South Africa.
Yes, indeed, they know each other very well. They've got a telepathic understanding. They've added on to their brother, that's Walter
Musona.
Yes, so you've got Walter Musona, Kama Billiard, Knowledge Musona. That has to be a deadly trio up front.
Deadly trio, and there's no shortage of talent in the Scotland lineup. And we want to see how they are going to torment the Hardrock defense this afternoon. But again, the Scotland trio are also part of the top goal scorers list in Zimbabwe.
Definitely, but also Hardrock, they also got some good quality. Bamara on the ball here. They've also got Donald Mudade, Washington Navaya. They're pushing forward. They're throwing.
And if you look at this rich bench,
That's the rich bench. Time on Machope. Terence Chukamanja, an experienced player himself.
In goals.
Exactly.
The goalkeeper.
Heavily assembled, Maviravira. Pushing forward. And Moses Shidolo does well to clean up. Picks up Panashe Mtimba Nyoka. Twala. Finding Peter Mudua deep in the own half. Hardrock, to the credit, they're not allowing Scotland to push forward to attack them. They are closing them right at the center of the park. Scotland are being forced to play the long ball, looking for Kamabilia, who's ever running, does well, and you are in an offside position.
And I think it's because Kevin Kaindu deployed a 3-5-2 formation. He wanted to congest the midfield.
He's not happy with that call, Norman Mapeza.
Norman Mapeza not happy.
Says,
and a great player that he was himself, Norman Mapeza. I remember he's only Zimbabwean who has played at Camp Nou in Spain, when he used to turn out for Galatasaray and when they faced Barcelona. So we have our own talent that is played at Camp Nou in Spain, in Norman Mapeza.
Definitely played at the highest level, also played in the Champions League alongside Benjani Marwari, as well as Marvelous Nakamba for FC Bruges. Pushed forward. Peter Mudua. This is a veteran, an experienced player, very comfortable on the ball. I like his confidence, and he's also, when it needs to get tough, he's also a tough defender.
He's very steady. He's one player who's seen it all, used to do business for Highlanders out there in Bulawayo before he migrated to Scotland. And he's very steady. He's got a solid head above his shoulders, and he's very comfortable on the ball.
Very comfortable on the ball. Walter Musona releasing Shidolo. Won by Bamara. He's doing all the dirty work so far. Mudadi, Donald. That midfield combination of Mudadi and Bamara winning all the balls at the moment. They are clearing, not allowing the FC Platinum, beg your pardon, the Scotland players to win this one. That's your confirmation for the score so far in the first half. Bamara giving it to Dlamini. Mudadi. They're knocking the ball very well deep in the own half. I told you this one will be about tactics. Back to Ngwenya. Finds his centre-back partner. They are pushing, knocking the ball around, wanting Scotland to come to them. A chance looking for Navaya. Good defense work by Muhammad. And he puts this one out of play. He will get a free kick as he was being pushed. Daniel Veremu, the assistant coach. He's been with Mapeza for the last 8-7 years. That's how the foul was committed on Muhammad Isa. Of course, I can just tell you, in the last 5 games that these two teams have played, Scotland have won 4 and drawn 1, having scored 9 goals and 0 conceded in the last 5 games. Knowledge Mswana almost winning this one. Push forward. Mudadi looking for option. A chance for Mudadi here, but an ambitious try from far.
Yeah, that was very ambitious of the Don. Yeah, maybe he has confidence in himself, but again, you also need to respect Nelson Chajga, who is in goal for Scotland. Will he be beaten from that range? That shot must be special if that has to happen.
Definitely it has to be special, but they say a risk taker is the one who's successful. So if you don't take your chances, you will not score.
Yes, if you fancy your chances, yes, then go for it.
Of course, also looking at Hardrock, the last 5 games, they managed to win 2, drawn 1, and lost 1. They lost to Highlanders 1-0 at home. And Scotland also having lost 1 game here to Vara Stadium. Let's see how Twala can get this cross here. The cross is good. And Ngwenya defends for Hardrock, pushed forward. This is Dlamini looking for option, and he wins a free kick. And I was just saying, Scotland lost 2-1 here at home against Simba Bora. The only loss for the season so far.
Yeah, that's their only loss of the season so far. But, and also, curiously, Spencer, in terms of the trend, Scotland have actually won more points away from home.
That was long effort from
the Don.
From the Don Mudadi.
Yeah. We're talking about Scotland having won more points away from home, so they are better travelers than the result that they've won at home. So if you look at their home form, they are the 11th best team in terms of their home record. That is Scotland. And they've got only 13 of their 34 points coming from home.
Yes. That's Kama Billiard. Try to look for Knowledge Musona. It's a long one. Puts himself. That's Wilfred Mazungu. Could have been in a better position to threaten Scotland Maviravira. Peter Mudua. Back to Nelson Chajga, Mawoko. I feel this goalkeeper should also be given a chance at the national team.
Yeah,
he's done very well from his days from Gezi. Now with Scotland, I think he's done very well. Nelson Chajga.
Yeah, he deserves a look into the national team.
Tokosis Msebe. Didn't get the options he wanted. Mudua picking up Kama Billiard, but Ngwenya does well. He's keeping a tight leash on Kama Billiard because he knows what he can do, and Kama does win that one there. Ngwenya pushing forward, the centre back, looking for options, and he wins the throw in. The presence of Kama Billiard up front to win that ball off Ngwenya are amazing.
And also defying his age, Kama Billiard. I mean, look, he's now 36, born in 1990. So he has seen it all, and the energy that he still possesses is something that Scotland can still benefit from.
That he does well to pick up Marshall Gavaza. Ngwenya will play this one forward. Good turn infield. A chance for. He does well here, but the goalkeeper comes here. That was beautiful play by Mazungu. He lacked a bit of confidence and precision. He could have continued going or taken a shot at goal, but he doubted himself at the last moment. Mazungu.
And I think he also had the better of Peter Mudua, because Peter Mudua, I think, wasn't too committed to make sure that he doesn't give away a foul. Because if he had tackled him the wrong way with so much aggression, he would have given away a free kick to Hardrock, which they would have welcomed. So Peter Mudua there, I think, stood his ground just to make sure he just delays him and defends the ball tactically.
Yes, indeed. Whenever a player goes in the box, they become tricky to mark.
Yes.
Any contact can result into a free kick and conceding a penalty.
Agreed. So that was the presence of mind on the part of Peter Mudua.
Peter Mudua strong on the ball. Good work from Peter Mudua. Tried to do too much by himself. And we're throwing to Scotland. There was the chance there at that moment.
Was nutmegged. And he had to be careful. He had to time his tackle.
Twala does well. Can he take a crack at goal? Knowledge Musona wins the corner kick. The cross wasn't the best from Knowledge Musona.
He had wanted to tuck it in between the two Hardrock defenders. He had seen an on-rushing Kama Billiard. He was just trying to lay it on for him. It was a good idea, but of course the Hardrock defense were actually smarter than him in that case.
Definitely. Second corner kick. There we see he tried to play a reverse pass to Twala. A chance here, and Knowledge Musona scores from the corner kick. Scotland take the lead here. Knowledge Musona, he's on fire. Back-to-back goals, and he scores again. Scotland lead here at Rufaro Stadium.
Yes, Scotland in the lead after 22 minutes from a set piece that was flighted from the left corner flag at the Mbare end. And Knowledge Musona, he's one player who's definitely going to give you a goal or two. And so far, he has proved to be an asset for Scotland. The corner was sent in by his brother. A splashing header on the near post. And then it was flicked on by Kama Billiard. There was a flick on from Kama Billiard. And then it landed kindly on Knowledge Musona.
Definitely Knowledge Musona Rich form of Vane. The flick by Kamabiliat and Knowledge chase control. The three players we are talking about. Walter with the corner kick, Kama with the flick on, Knowledge with the finish. And I tell you, they've hit a rich vein of form. They're smiling assassins. Some are even saying we should have these three players in the national team. I'm not sure about that, but the players are definitely on song. Knowledge Musona breaks the deadlock at Rufaro Stadium. Let's see how Hardrock will respond. They have been playing well. Navaya tries to flick this one forward and it's cleared out of danger by Twala. Headed back to the goalkeeper by Mishak Ngwenya. Flick forward. Great play by Knowledge Msona to win this one. Kama Billiard. Throwing to Hardrock. Have to respond. They were playing some exciting football, failed to defend the corner kick and were punished. Bamara looking for options. They have been creating good width, playing, knocking the ball around. Mudadi, Tungwenya, Samuel Makawa. They need to push forward and Scotland are holding on. Mohamed Isak pushing forward. Jazwa picks up Kama Billiard. Looking for Knowledge Musona. A good pass from Kama Billiard. Just overhitting that pass. But I tell you, the presence of Kama Billiard, knowing where Knowledge Musona was running through, is amazing.
What a show from these trios. The deadly Scotland trio. What a show they are giving us this afternoon. Knowledge Musona and Kama Billiard demonstrating a certain telepathic understanding between themselves. They know where each one is. They can read each other's runs and they can easily find each other with the ball.
Kind of remind me of our great Barcelona trio of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar. A chance here! Drags his effort wide, but a rare chance for Hardrock. And Scotland caught napping there. He could have done better. That's Mazungu. I thought he could have done better there, Joe.
Yeah, he could have done better. I think also he was so isolated. I mean, whether he was crossing or trying to find a teammate or trying a targeted goal, neither here nor there. But otherwise, he was isolated and all by
Walter
himself.
Musona, Tokos Mseba. They are looking to whip that ball in the box, but Hardrock Bamara doing well, and he does well. He's not an easy player to beat. Chidolo, Peter Mudua. Look how they're rolling the ball. Padashem Timbanyoka. Knowledge Msona with the cross in the box, looking for Kama Billiard, trying to repay the favor. But that one there was a bit too high, and it triggers out for a goal kick. Tondre Mateunga releases Makawa on the wide, and the referee wanting the ball to be played from the correct position. But I tell you, this is an exciting match, end-to-end stuff. KK in your picture there, wanting his players to respond. Good play, they're pushing forward. They lose out to Scotland. We're throwing on the near side.
Did you see how Donald Nariwa tried to force things here? He definitely denied Scotland from playing that ball. He forced them into a mistake. He picked up the ball and then tried to cross in. Of course, the cross was blocked for a throw.
John Nadingi doing the dead work. Bamara for Hardrock plays it wide. If they can get in a cross in the box, they've got good width. The cross is good in the box. A chance here, but defended by good chest control by Knowledge Msona. It will be a drop ball, as they did the referee. Good officiating, but that skill by Knowledge Msona to beat the defender to the chest control, I tell you, some good skills.
Whenever Knowledge Msona has the ball, expect that kind of play. Fancy trickery and amazing skill work from Knowledge Msona.
Timbanyoka looking for options, going infield. Chidolo to Timbanyoka. Tokos Mseba. Twala. Beautiful play from the left back, pushing forward. And the foul committed. Bamara alleged to have, a judge to have pushed and will pick up a yellow card for his efforts. first yellow card of the day. No, not a yellow card. The referee just gave him a caution. Look at that chest control. Beautiful piece of skill from the smiling assassin. Goodness me. What a player he is.
And he knew that there was someone trying to attend to him, and he knew how to flick the ball
And
off his chest and above the marker's head.
This is a skill that a lot of players in our league are failing to grasp. Know exactly what you want to do with the ball before the ball even comes.
We call it scanning the environment before the ball arrives.
Absolutely.
While you're expecting a pass, just know what to do. And Twale there trying to find his way.
He was pulled back by Dlamini and Walter Msona territory. Let's see what he can do. This young man can hit a ball.
And if it's not Walter Msona, his brother, Knowledge Msona, can also take it from that range.
I think this one, you leave it for Walter. It's a bit too far for Knowledge. Knowledge wants those ones closer to the edge of the box. Walter will take this one. The Maviravira captain. Can he make it two for Scotland here? Walter Msona. Whoa! Great shot from Walter Msona, troubling Tondre Mateunga. Had to grasp it at the second catch. And I tell you, the Msona brothers are enjoying it. Even the fans in the stands are enjoying Walter Knowledge in the box. And to be an offside goal, there we see that shot from Walter Msona. A pile driver, almost troubling Tondre Mateunga. Look at that. If that ball had to take a bounce, that one was going in it was hitting the back of the net.
Walter Msona has this cunning ability to lace the ball, full laces, and he can go on a pace on target like he did there. That was Tondre Mateunga having to deal with it twice.
Yes, indeed. And I'm not sure why the national team coach is not calling Walter Msona in the team. He's such a good player. Panasiam Timbanyoka picking Kama Billiard. Kamaldinho. Good play, picking up Isaac. Tokozim Seba, Twala. A chance from outside the box from Twala. All the players are fancying their chances. We know how it is when you are enjoying your game, confidence grows. And Twala there with the left cracker that almost troubled Tondre Mateunga. We've played 30 minutes so far and Scotland are leading by a goal to nil.
Scotland leading and in the groove. They are sensing blood here. They are sensing victory and they're enjoying themselves. I think Scotland are having the freedom of the pitch, and Hardrock will have to do something and find something special to stop Scotland from abusing them and enjoying themselves on the park here.
Definitely. Let's see how they'll respond. It's a long one. Looking for, flicked forward, looking for Mazungu. Can he get to the end? And it's cleared by Peter Mudua, only as far as and the foul committed, and he's not happy with that foul. He needs to be careful. He will be cautioned for that. That's Shidolo. He needs to be careful. Bringani.
That was a Twala effort.
I think that was a good effort from Twala. Not too far away from Tondre Mateunga there.
I think Hardrock coach Kevin Kayendi will have to look into this at halftime break and also advise his players not to allow Scotland the freedom of the midfield of the park so that they can stop venturing up front or even taking those long shots.
Tino Tenda Mringani behind the ball for Hardrock, looking for Green, chairs in the box, the chance here. It's still Hardrock looking for options, cleared by Shidolo. Kama Billiard wins the foul. It's not easy to mark Kama Billiard as much. He is such a handful to handle.
Yeah, that's why some defenders they end up being physical on him, you know, because if you allow him to breathe, allow him to control the ball, Kama Billiard will normally want to do his thing.
Part of the crowd enjoying the game here. Good pass, the reverse pass there to pick Twala by Walter Msona. They are pushing forward. Last Nyilenda. Good play by Gavaza, pushing this one forward, looking for Navaya. but Moses Shidolo does well. Kama Billiard, Knowledge Msona. Good play, picking up Panashe Mtindanyoka. Looking for options, Panashe. Took too long on the board there, Shidolo, and ball was stolen from him. Foul committed by Ahmad Isak on Samuel Makawa. They're not happy with that call. Looks like Scotland are starting to enjoy more possession than Hardrock. They started dominating the ball, especially in the middle of the park, where Shidolo and Shidolo is doing well, as well as Mtokodo Nseba. Marshall Gawaza plays it back to Tondre Mateunga. Meshach Gwenya. Mringani. Bamara. Good defense work by Scotland. Maviravira looking for options. They're knocking the ball around very well, creating some width, exchanging. Isak Mohammed, Peter Mudua, Kelvin Moyo. You hardly see him in the game, but he does the job very well.
Yeah, they are very silent but effective.
Very effective.
Yeah,
You hardly notice him in the game, but he's very effective.
Yeah, they are your quiet players on the pitch, but you can see the body of work that they deliver. They shut you out. That's Kevin Moyo and together with Peter Mdua at the heart of Scotland defense.
Yes, indeed. It's a long one. Headed forward. Isak wins it for. Cross is good. Wilfred Kazungu. Reverse pass, Knowledge Msona. Good pass, Panashe Mtindanyoka. Looked like offside position, but good build up from Scotland.
Yeah, that's typical of Scotland. They're quick to find each other. They can exchange these quick short passes between each other and break down your lines. And because of the skill and the talent that they have, definitely that's something that you can expect. There the goal kick, the corner kick flighted in from the left flank. Knowledge Msona just chasing it into an empty net after Hardrock could not deal with the Kama Billiard flick. They were in 6s and 7s, and then of course the silent assassin gets it across the line.
Definitely. Calvin Moyo doing some great work. Peter Mudua. Beautiful play by Scotland, and they lose out. The final pass from Mazungu was not the best. Tried to pick up Navaya. We'll keep you abreast with what's happening at the centers.
All right, as we speak right now, Bulawayo Chiefs scored against the Highlanders in the 26th minute through Anya Society, and then 3 minutes later, Highlanders responded through Benjamin Odiogan after 29 minutes. So at Baba Fulzema Gumeni is Bulawayo Chiefs 1, Highlanders 1.
The Bulawayo Derby, and we'll also keep you abreast what's happening in Chamba, where Gama are taking on Caps United.
There's also a goal out in Kariba. ZPC Kariba are leading Triangle United by a goal to 0. So Triangle United are in deep murky waters.
I mean, all the way from Triangle, which is about 400 something kilometers, into Harare, another 200 something kilometers to Kariba. Glory, 600 kilometers, and they are down by a goal to 0. It will be a long journey should it end that way.
Yeah, it will be. While a short run away from here, and Wadzana is still 0-0 between Agama and Caps United.
And the match we are featuring to you, Scotland are currently leading Hardrock in a top of the table blockbuster. Knowledge Musona turns infield, leaves his men for dead. Oh, beautiful skills from Musona. The cross is good, and Mateunga does well. But you've got to like the beautiful piece of skills from Knowledge Musona. Even Norman Mapesa acknowledges that and appreciates that. That's the smiling assassin for you.
How does he do that? Abusing 2 men in a space of just a few seconds apart. Knowledge Msona there. Look, he's teasing his marker. Bamara sent to the shops. and then he comes in again, he teases a second defender, and then he flies in a cross. A beautiful cross for that Mesa.
Beautiful cross, and Tondre Mataunga equal to the task. And I tell you, the mother must be happy out there in Norton. Their two boys are performing very well for Scotland. The corner kick come through. They were throwing on the near side for Maviravira.
Definitely there's something special in the Musona household.
Mapesa is enjoying himself, he can afford to laugh.
He has every reason to.
He has to. I mean, his team is playing exciting football.
And not only that, leading by 1-0.
And sitting on top of the tree.
Yes.
The cross is good. Headed by Ngwenya. Samuel Makawa looking for options. Again, the long ball not working for Hardrock. They're trying to look for Nava, who's isolated all by himself up front. Tokos Mseba. Twala. Oh, Knowledge Msona. Twala pushing forward. A chance here. Panashem Timbanyoka was just too late to get to that ball, but it was a good effort from Twala. Tried to pick up Panashem Timbanyoka, who was 2 seconds slow to get to that ball.
Panashem Timbanyoka, a former FC Platinum player. I mean, his stride was just too slow for the ball. Twala coming in with a beautiful teasing cross, a low one for that matter, and Panashem Timbanyoka could not find his stride to connect with it and just tap it into a yawning net. Very unfortunate.
Yes, and that's what Maviravira are doing here this afternoon. A good crowd that came to support them in a top of the table clash. Of course, it will be too early to call this one a decider, in my view. There's still plenty of games to play. After this, there will be about 16 more games to play. So there's still plenty of action. Caps United will have a big say in this.
Yes, you are echoing what Coach Norman Mapesa said in the pre-match interview. He actually said this game is not really a decider. There's still a long way to go, and they are under no pressure. They are taking one game at a time. So definitely, yes, it will be good for them to get the 3 points this afternoon, but it's not really a decider.
Not a decider, but the long one looking for Panashem Timbanyoka, giving chase, and this one is and possession is given away by Michel Ngwenya. They're playing dangerously at the back there. Kama Billiard, the experienced Kama Billiard. Chidolo, they need to get the ball out of danger. Not sure what he's trying to do. Walter, Knowledge Msona. Hardrock defending themselves into trouble. They push forward, it's a counter-attack. 3 versus 3. Can they pick up Navaya? But the pass was poor. A rare counter-attack from Hardrock. Needed to get the ball, a good ball in the box. Donald Mdadi. Munashe Bamara. Not sure why they wanted to go through the middle. They need to get the ball wide. And really test Nelson Chachka, who does not have to do much in the first half. Mdadi. Again, not too many options. Gawaza. Yeah, knocking the ball around. Ngwenya. Deep in the own half. Mdadi gives away possession. Twala wins this one, but good anticipation from last Nyilenda. They are pushing forward, looking for that equalizer. They have got under 3 minutes should they want to get that equalizer before we go to the break. And it will be a good time for them to score. Good play by Knowledge Msona, tracking back to help the defenders. Panashe Timbanyoka picks up Kama Billiard. Mohamed Isak, look at the way Kama Billiard gave the pass to Isak and freed himself looking for the next pass. Goal kick to Hardrock, end-to-end stuff here at Rufaro Stadium. The home team, Scotland FC, taking on Hardrock in a top of the table clash. Again, the passing hasn't been the best. They're throwing. Quickly taken on the far side by Wilfred Mazungu. Bamara, Donald Mudadi. Finding Tatenda Mringani. Donald Mudadi. They're not being given chance to play the ball. Shidolo. Kama Billiard. Try to pass to Shidolo. But good defense work. Wilfred Mazungu gives away possession to Knowledge Musona. Finds Panashem Timba Nyoka. Can he whip in across? Not the best of crosses from Panashem Timba Nyoka. Mazungu will push forward for Hardrock. Bamara finding Mringani.
I think Scotland are doing very well defensively when out of position. See how they are frustrating Hardrock when they try to come at them. Hardrock will try and keep the ball to themselves, find each other, but Scotland are making life difficult for Hardrock. When Scotland are out of possession, you can see at least 6 blue shirts defending that ball.
Good play there by Knowledge Msona. Of course, defensively, whenever they lose the ball, they are creating a good shape, quickly closing down Hardrock. They're not allowing Hardrock to play. The high pressing, whenever they lose the ball, is really effective for Scotland. This has been a highly entertaining first half. Twala can he whip in a cross. Gets past his marker. The cross is good. Kama Billiard! Crashes against somebody. A chance here. Knowledge Musona and makes it 2-0. He's in form. Red hot Knowledge Musona makes it 2-0 for Scotland. But what an effort by Kama Billiard, crashing against the upright, and Knowledge Musona gaining off that one. Smashing the ball past the helpless Tondre Mataunga. He is in form right now, Joe.
Talk of a predator who knows where to be, how to position himself, anticipation, that is all impact in Knowledge Musona. We saw a good run that came from the left wing. A cross was sent in. Twala found his way in and he sent in the center. Kamapila received it, control and shoot and turn, and then it hit the crossbar and the rebound fell kindly for Knowledge Musona. You don't allow Knowledge Musona that kind of space, you will punish you, and he found the top left corner of the post, which we call post and step goal. What a goal! Knowledge Musona enjoying himself this afternoon. That short trap with Matea Unga in goal. He was in 6s and 7s. Where is the marking by Hardrock? Knowledge Musona saw the pocket and he tucked it in.
And look at that finish, and what a time to score the second goal at the cusp of half time. Knowledge Musona with the beauty scores this one past the helpless Tondrai Mataunga. And I tell you, this match has lived up to its billing. Knowledge Musona, he has put up his hand for the Soccer Stars of the year, one of the 11.
Definitely he's shouting, he's laying a claim that, guys, I'm back in Zim. You didn't watch me before I went overseas, but here I am. You better test what I can do for you. And Knowledge Musona, there's so much knowledge in his football.
Definitely he's on a hat trick now as Hardrock attack. It will throw in on the far side for Hardrock. 3 minutes of optional time. Real value for the fans that came to witness this encounter, and also the fans that are watching across. We bring it to you live, this match, courtesy of ZBC, making sure we keep you entertained. Real value for your money.
If you
A
blink,
good encounter.
you lose. In this game, if you blink, you lose. So stay on it, stay glued to your screen, keep watching, and enjoy the game.
Go and get some water at halftime, because as the game is on, you'll miss some action. Put it forward. To be a throw-in on the near side for Hardrock. Hardrock have a tall mountain to climb now. Down 2 goals. They've got a work to do in the second half. Pushing forward. Navaya tried to flick this one. Mringani, Shidolo, Bamara. Good play by Islamini. Gwenya. and your fancy Walthamson is still to score, Kamabila is still to score. Those Scotland fans are enjoying every moment of this.
Enjoying both the Harare winter sunshine and the scoreline.
Definitely, all parties in Mabuku, Tafara, and that whistle bringing the end of a fascinating first half encounter where Scotland started off slow. Hardrock started off on a good note, dominating the game. Enjoy your thoughts so far.
What a thriller we've witnessed. Pure football talent on show this afternoon. And Scotland, of course, they started a bit slowly. Hardrock were in control of the first 5-10 minutes. They were dominating play, hitting passes, finding each other, but they could eventually not break the Scotland defense, which was so disciplined, and they were so tight at the back. Scotland, actually, to their credit, they were so good out of position, and when they got their own chances up front, they created all kinds of problems for the visitors Hardrock, and they got 2 deserving goals, and from none other than Knowledge Musona. So definitely a worthy and deserving lead for Scotland going into the halftime break.
Definitely, Scotland deserve to be leading by 2-0. You have to give credit to Mtokozi Mseba. He's been playing well in the middle of Moses Shidolo, Kama Billiard, Knowledge Musona, Walter Musona. These guys have all been playing beautiful football, and I tell you, it's been a fascinating encounter. So at the break, it's Scotland 2, Hardrock 0. Join us in the second half when we come back.
Well, what can you say? What can you say? The smiling assassin, smiling all the way to the bank so far. It has been a Knowledge Musona show in the first 45 minutes. I'm sure you'll agree with me. The former Zimbabwe Warriors captain, pane vamwe vaithanza apera atila agrara iwe wamona apa. Hardrock have got a mountain to climb. not with the way that Musona has been displaying his touches and his finishing prowess. It was a family affair for the first one. Mfana wake, Walter, floating the corner kick, glancing header, go Bora. And then the second one, Kama Billiard, as you saw, you'll see it again, you'll never get tired of seeing those goals. Hit the crossbar, came back to the smiling assassin, and the rest, as they say, is history. William Tingwa Ginola and Bex Impilonyoni are still here with me. I'll start with you, Ginola. It has been who's show in the first 45 minutes?
Definitely the knowledge Mshona. So Scotland are doing quite well. Even see Kama Billiard, the way he's linking up with the knowledge Mshona. Even the whole team I think they are playing well. At first, Hardrock started well. They were pressing high press and pressing very well, marking the ball well. But I think at the end, they were overshadowed. And as you can see, that is the corner kick being flighted in. It was whipped in by Walter Mshona, and knowledge Mshona did the rest by finishing that goal into the back of the net. No chance for Tendrai Meteunga. And especially the second goal, that sharp turn by Kama Billiard inside the box, coming off the crossbar, the horizontal bar, and back to the path of knowledge Mshona, who come with a rising shot in the far corner there. And
there it is. There it is. Coach Bex, what can you say?
Yes, the second goal, I think Billiard had done everything, but he hit the crossbar and it came back, and the Hardrock defense was just in sixes, and knowledge from just ghosted from nowhere and scored the second goal. What a show by Scotland. They are really playing well. We can talk of knowledge being outstanding, but I can safely say the whole team are playing very well, especially if you'll see Twala coming from the left, the way he has been terrorizing the opponents, and from the right as well. On the central, we have seen Shidolo winning everything. Shidolo and Museve, they are always like very close, and they are winning everything. They are causing a lot of havoc, and they have done very well so far.
That's why in the pre-match interview, when I tried to corner Norman Mapeza and I talked about the terrible trio, the two Musonas and Kama Billiard being in top form, he said, no, I don't agree. It's about the whole team. And he is definitely right. Not to say the Kasongo Golden Boys have been outwitted. Not at all. They've had one or two chances. I think there was one that was saved by Maoko Nelson Chajga. They are not totally out of it. So, and out of Scotland, don't count them out. It's not over yet because they've been coming. But listen, there's no two ways about it. If the truth be told, and that is what we are employed to do here, it has been Scotland who have been more dominant. They have had more chances. It could have been 3 or 4 by now. But Hardrock now have got to find an answer. How do they stop the smiling assassin?
Yeah, like you said, that chance that fell to Hardrock, I think it fell to Washington Navaya. It was a lapse of concentration by Peter Mdua and Tokozo Msebe. When Donald Mbadi won the ball, he fed it to Navaya, who had a first touch, but the moment he get the second bite of the cherry, he had a weak effort at goal, but it was a shot on target and Mawoko was there to save it, Nelson Chajga. So that was their only chance of the game. Maybe the other one was a good cross which was whipped into the box, but Chajga was good, was clean in the air, he collected it safely, but from there onwards, it was Scotland dominating everything in midfield, especially Shidolo, Kwage Kwala. You could see even the understanding, the telepathy between Knowledge Mshona and Kama Billiard.
Mutimba Nyoka as well?
Yes, Mutimba Shoma on the right there. He's also having that good game with Isaka Muhammad, the Ghanaian defender. He's doing very well, very solid at the back. They're there. And even seeing Mutimba Nyoka, he's been marked by a very good player in Muringai. Muringai is Tino Muringai. He's also very good. But Mutimba Nyoka is having the edge, slight edge over there. So Scotland, like Nomen Mapeza said there, he said about teamwork. And I'm happy if they, as a Zimbabwean, from a Zimbabwean perspective, I'm happy that Scotland, with this kind of form, when they venture into Africa, that is maybe in August in the CAF Champions League, with this kind of form, and I'm sure they will be bringing in Nixon Nyasulu and a few other players, that will be a very solid team, and they will represent Zimbabwe very well.
We'll have to say and talk about that African CAF Champions League a little bit later on. Yes, Scotland go into Africa to represent this great country in August in the CAF Champions League. But I don't think they're thinking about that right now. They're thinking about today's game. And I can tell you that the other centers at Emagumeni, it's Bulawayo Chiefs 1, Highlanders 1. At Nyamunga, it's ZPC Kariba 1, Triangle United 0. At Wadzanai, it's Agama 0, Caps United 0. Here, as you have seen, it's 2-0. So the big question is, I'd like to ask you at home, Kelvin Kahindo, Oita say, Apa Kumashure, what does he do in the rear guard? What is his mission? What do you think? Let's find out first from Coach Bex. What does Pastor KK do now in the second half?
Yes, I'm sure the pastor will have to relook on his midfield and see how best he can try to make some bit of changes, where maybe bring in Makunike to try to stabilize the midfield, and also on the wings bring in Mashairani as a way of trying to have pace and make sure that Twala is no longer, he will not be having the opportunity to be venturing up when he is with someone he has to be monitoring.
Right, I can tell you that at Nyamunga, Triangle just scored in the at the time of halftime. It's 1-1. I saw these sugar boys. Tanambotaura Mamwaisa, South Munzimbe, Pameshaita, Mixa. They are back at 1-1. But like I said, at Emagumeni, it's 1-1 as well. At Wazanai, it's 0-0. Agama and Caps United. So, Ginola, this show, second half, Pastor KK cannot afford to have this show being run by Scotland. What crucial departments can he have, does he have to shift around to stop those guys?
I think in all departments, CNN, to be honest, starting from the defense to the midfield, they also need that defense. They also need to track the runs of Kama Billiard. He's making those intelligence runs in front of that defense. And Knowledge Msona is picking. You can see that every time Knowledge Msona has the ball, he's getting past one man. He's trying to pick Kama Billiard, and vice versa. When Kama Billiard has the ball, he's trying to pick Knowledge Msona. Mtimba Nyoka, whenever he's on the right channel there, when he's crossing the ball, he's always picking Knowledge Msona or Kama Billiard. So they need to track those runs, because those are the guys causing danger for them. And in midfield, you can see that Moses Shidola is dominating there. And the Tokoze Msebe is also doing well. So they only have to psych up Pamara so that he can be back in his game. He's been playing very well, but his passes have been trying 2 short passes in the midfield. But the Don was all over. I think he's been the outstanding player so far for Hardrock.
Here's the Don, Donald Mudadi. He'll have to lead from the front as he does. Right, get ready for it. Fasten those safety belts, because we are continuing with that as we take a look. I'll stay with you, Ginola, as we take a look at that.
Yeah, as you can see, the statistics.
As they stand.
Yes, they clearly show that Scotland are dominating. And also another talking point is that long-range free kick by Walter Msona. It was a dipping effort, and it troubled Mateo Ngain goals for Hardrock.
Right, okay, like I said, fasten those safety belts. We are continuing with this thrilling flight. It's Scotland 2, Hardrock 0. Let's see what the second half brings out for us. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second half action. It's Hardrock that gets us underway. Attacking from left to right on your screen, Walter Msona. Mudadi. Throw in for Hardrock on the near side. Put it forward, looking for options. They need to respond, they need to come back. They are down by 2-0. Samo Makawa. Pamara releasing. Good play for Hardrock. They're just building from the back. Bamara had this one forward. Chidolo. Nola Jimsona. Picks up. Isaac Mohammed. Calvin Moyo. Back to Nelson Chadga. Mohamed Isaac. Daddy gives away possession. Panashem Timbanyoka. They tried to look for Knowledge Msona. It was well defended. Twala pushing forward, but good tracking back by Islamini to win possession for Hardrock. Islamini and put this one forward. Navaya fighting a lone battle. Calvin Moyo to his partner Peter Mudua, plays it back to Chajga. Twala pushing it forward to his captain Walter Musona, but good defense work by Samuel Makawa. Selemani, the new freshman, pushing it forward, looking for Islamini. And Mudua was faced to the ball. Possession given away, but Scotland win it back. Good play by Scotland in the middle of the pack. Twala tried to pass Walter Msona. Bamara. And Navaya in an offside position. That one will not count. Nelson Chadga to take the free kick for Maviravira. Picks up Peter Mudua. Calvin Moyo, very versatile. You don't notice him, but he does so much in the game. Played forward by Sama Makawa. Mudadi looking for option, picks up Makawa deep in the own half. They are living dangerously. Mohamed Isaac wins this one, playing on the right side and wins the free kick. Ed Dynamos was playing as a centre back, but Norman Mapeza turning him into a right back. He's got three centre backs that are very good. You can either play Isaac as well as Moyo, and that's Mudua. I mean, these are all good centre backs that can play very well.
That shows you how versatile the players are and how much talent they have at their disposal. They can shift them around, but equally be effective.
Knowledge Msona behind this one. Can whip in a good cross. Calvin Moyo, Mohamed Isaac are the targets. Let's see how this one comes in. The cross is good. Matenda Mataunga will gather and doesn't waste time. Releasing Selemani. Nice play. There should be a foul. Yes, and a yellow card. Good officiating. Togosim Seba. He had his hand all over Shlamini, and he gets a yellow card for that foul. He knew exactly what he was doing. That's a professional foul. He stopped the player from going in an attacking position.
Because I was actually clever, because when you're running with the ball and if you run across your marker who's coming from behind, definitely you are going to draw a foul. So that was definitely smart of him, of Dlamini, trying to catch himself in there. And then, of course, he gave away a free kick. He ended his team a free kick. And, of course, with a yellow card coming again against Msebe.
And let's see how Tino Tenda Mringani will take this one. It's Tino Tenda Mringani as well as Samuel Makawa. Can they whip in a good ball? Looking for Navaya. You'll be the target. The cross is good. Navaya with a chance here! And he scores, but it's an offside position. But that was a good ball whipped in by Tino Tenda Mringani to Navaya. But the near side assistant referee flagging this one for offside. But what a good set piece by Hardrock.
A good set piece by Hardrock. I think they showed what they wanted to do there, because flighting the ball into the box far away from the goalkeeper, looking for an on-rushing player was the way to go. And of course, he mistimed his run there and was caught offside. But otherwise, good play, good enterprising play. One from the training ground.
One from the training ground. Scotland survive escape here. They still lead by 2-0. A moment of lack of concentration in the back almost cost them. Pushed forward. Bamara has been in the thick of things for Hardrock as well as Mdadi. Knowledge Unsona giving chase, and this one is booted forward, looking for Navaya. Peter Mudua will keep a good watch of that ball. Does well to win possession, gives it to Muhammad Isaac. And anyone will do for Isaac. Headed forward. A free kick in a promising position, committed by Kelvin Moyo. Donald Mudadi, as well as the substitute that Sambulo, Semilani. These are players that can take set pieces from that sort of angle.
And I think they'll fancy their chances there from there. Even a direct free kick straight at goal, it can give you something. Whether they'll play the second ball, we want to see how they're going to manage this set piece. But it's actually from a very promising position. If they can conjure up something from this, I think we can have a game on our hands.
If they can score this one, we'll have a game on our hands. Let's see how they'll take this free kick. A good opportunity for Hardrock to pull back one. You've got Samuel Makawa behind the ball, as well as Michel Ngwenya, all behind the ball. You fancy this one will be taken by Tino Tenda Mringani, the left-footed player. Can he curl that ball past Chajga? The free kick is taken, but not a good free kick, a poor effort. Doesn't trouble Chajga.
Yeah, it doesn't trouble Chajga. He went too much under it. You would want him to go to the side of the ball, but not really under it, because if you go under it, you scoop it up, it gains so much elevation, which actually happened there, and the free kick went horribly wrong. Otherwise, it was something that was very promising for Hardrock to find their way in and also avoid Scotland dominating the game.
Definitely, definitely.
That's Muringai for you.
It's a long one. So far, Scotland, in terms of attempts, they've got 5, and Hardrock got 2 attempts. Walter to his brother. Ooh, that was a tough tackle.
Norman Mapes are looking animated. They're questioning the 4th official what they are going to do about it, because he feels this player was crudely tackled there from behind.
Yes, indeed. To a free kick. The Hardrock fans here expecting the team to try and get something. That was the incident. Just a clip on the left heel for the Maviravira captain.
Yeah, I think Makawa survived the card there.
Yeah, really survived. Twala will take this free kick for Scotland, Maviravira. The 4th official not happy with something that was said by the technical bench.
Yeah, I think they were complaining against that tackle by Makawa on their captain, Walter Msona. So I think they kept on expressing their feelings and their opinions around that. Oh, a speculative shot.
Yes, indeed. And why not try when you are leading by 2-0? A bit of luck. Moyo with a long one. Looking for Walter Msona. And Tondre Mateonga will gather the ball. Doesn't waste time looking for options. They need to push forward, look for that equalizer. Good flick on by Selemani. And the free kick by Mtogozi Msebe. He needs to be careful. He's already sitting on a yellow card. And the more he commits fouls, they will see Daniel Veremi and Norman Mapeza. They are not happy.
I think that yellow card is for Peter Ndlovu, because he's the one who was actually being cautioned and being spoken to by the fourth official, Grace Jimo, and they're actually concurring and pointing towards Peter Ndlovu. And we saw the referee brandishing a yellow card there. And if you remember the previous frame that we saw, it was Peter Ndlovu pleading his case and asking what he was being carded for.
Free kick. Samuel Makawa will leave it. And it's taken a chance here. Navaya couldn't direct his header on target, but that was a good ball in the box by Mishek Ngwenya. Selemani knows he could have done better there.
It's a good crowd that we saw this afternoon, Spencer.
No, it's definitely a good crowd.
Yeah, people came here to watch this game, and I presume there will be quite a good number of neutrals who came in to watch this particular game, because it's a top of the table clash.
Definitely top of the table clash. Knowledge Msona loses out. Kama Billiard quickly gains possession. Calvin Moyo finds Peter Mudua deep in the own half. Isaac Muhammad. Moyo will pump this one forward. Knowledge Msona finding his brother. Walter Msona kills the effort across over the bar, but that was a good pass. Good understanding between the two brothers. Knowledge picking up his younger brother, but he couldn't kill the ball past Tondra Mateunga. But a good ball from Knowledge Msona. That ball just needed to place the ball in the far post, but Walter Msona just raising his effort wide.
A goal that would have been made from Norton, from one brother to another. Walter Msona getting his technique wrong there. Look at the threaded pass by his brother Knowledge, and he found it, and his first time shot, he actually went under it and then scooped it over the bar. But otherwise, it was a very inviting cross, inviting pass from his brother. Unfortunately there for Walter Msona. I hope he picks himself up from that miss and maybe get a goal thereafter, as opposed to like feeling that I didn't get it right, and maybe there's something I'm not in the game today.
Definitely you'll get it right one day. You need to keep trying, and Hardrock push forward. The 1-2, they exchange your passes, and this one takes a corner kick. But it was a good effort by Hardrock. The 1-2 between Navaya and Zamini was good. Good block there by the Scotland defense. The corner kick is quickly taken. Can they whip in a cross in the box? It's Hardrock still asking all the questions. Second cross is good. A chance here. A chance here. Good save by Nelson Chachka. And Knowledge Msona clears the lines. But I tell you, Hardrock could have scored there, but Nelson Chachka being the difference. Kama Billiard on a break, looking for options. A good pass, picking up. A chance here. Good defense work. End-to-end action. Great defense work by Mringani. And it's action swinging from one end to the other. Washington Navaya, Washto. Can he get past Peter Mudua? They need to get the ball in the box. They've got white jerseys expecting that cross, and Mudua clears the lines. Bamara will head this one forward. Kelvin Moyo. Mohamed Isaac, and Bamara wins possession. Good play by Shlamini, looking for options. Can they get across? Makawa runs himself out of touch with a throw-in to Scotland, but goodness me, good action, fascinating encounter.
My, oh my. Look at that cross that was sending there. Washington Avaya on the other side. I think he actually headed the ball and then he tried to tap it in. And of course, Nelson Chaja was equal to the task. And then on the other hand, in a few seconds, Scotland pulled out a counter of their own. And just when it mattered most, then Scotland Hardrock coming in with a timely intervention there to stop the threat. But look, don't blink, you'll miss out on every action this afternoon.
It's the Casablanca Premiership Matchday 18. Scotland Maviravira taking on Hardrock Kasongo boys. Corner kick for Scotland. Norman Mapeza always giving instruction. He was not happy. That one there, Nelson Chatka with the top save, kind of a David Raya. And let's see how they'll take this corner kick. Walter Musona. Calvin Kayindu will be happy with what he's seeing. His team has responded very well. They've come back in this second half looking for that goal, the opener. But Chatka is the difference at the moment. Walter Musona to take the corner kick. A lot of pushing and shoving in the box. The referee is not happy with that. To an in-swinger by Walter Musona. Corner kick is good. And tapped over the bar. That was a good header by Kelvin Moyo. I tell you, they've got good height in Isaac and Kelvin Moyo. That's where height pays off. But Tondre Matengo was watching that one. It will be Walter Musona again to take the corner kick. Headed out of danger. All the way back to Chachga. Mawoko. Amara. Good turn by the substitute. Tinaje Mashaini. A chance here! Just goes over the bar. But we have to like the way the Hardrock have responded. Despite them being down by 2-0, they've come back in this half looking for that opener.
Yeah, I'm sure if they were to get a goal out of their efforts, I think they will be. They have every reason to believe that they can bounce back. But so far, they've played better in the second half than they did in the latter parts of the first half. That is Hardrock. Right now, they seem to have found their way, breaking down the Scotland lines of defense until they get to the final third. Maybe if they could get it right in the final ball, they can get a goal.
And let's see how Hardrock pushing forward, looking for that chance. The cross is good. And it's put it out of danger. Kama Billiard, first touch wasn't the greatest. To be Hardrock pushing forward. Mudadi. Gawaza. Bamara. They're pushing forward. Samilani. Good work. And it's cleared out all Kama Billiard to Knowledge Musona. The return pass by Knowledge Musona. Kama Billiard, can he get to the end of that ball? Looking for options. And he's half down. Play continues. Some tough marking by Selemani on Kama Billiard. Norman Mapeza not happy. He was expecting a foul to be blown there. Bamara. Good chest control by Makawa. They need to push forward. They're playing deep in the own half. It's a long one looking for Navaya. Flicks on. And Shidolo. Anyone will do for Maviravira. Knowledge Musona to his young brother. Walter Musona Wale. Navaya being forced to come deep to look for the ball. Finds Mudadi. The 1-2. Good pass. Navaya getting in the box. Gets past his man at the cross. Timely intervention by Peter Mtua. They wanted a handball. The whole stadium expected the ref to blow something there, but no office, no foul, no handball. The referee plays it on. It will be a goal kick. We'll have to have a look at it. Look like a handball from where we are.
What was it? I thought maybe it clipped off his heels. We may have to see it again. We may have to see it again.
Calvin Moyo. I think Hardrock, defensive Hardrock scores right now. This game will change its tempo. They have been asking all the questions. But Nelson Chajga, Peter Mudua and Moyo have been resolute, as well as Muhammad Isak and Twala at the back. Tokos Nsepa giving them protection at the heart of center, the midfield. Gavaza giving it to Ngwenya, looking for options. Back to Ngwenya. Bamara almost losing to possession to Kamabiliat. I mean, you like the way Knowledge Mson and Kamabiliat are quickly tracking down whenever they lose the ball. The presence of quickly marking from the top there really causing trouble to Hardrock.
Yeah, and I think it's the way Scotland have been wired to play this afternoon. When they're out of possession, you can actually see Scotland recoiling into a defensive formation, which is actually proving to be effective and thwarting all the attempts that are being thrown at them by Hardrock. So defensively, Scotland are also looking good and solid at the back when they're out of possession.
A chance here in the box, can get across. And Chachka will gather the ball, but there was good work from Hardrock. I mean, they're pushing forward. Nelson Chachga Mawoko.
When you see Abaka Moffat being introduced, I think Norman Mapeza wants to stabilize his central defensive lines, because Abaka Moffat is one solid player, he's disciplined in the back, and is definitely going to give them some solidity in the central part for Scotland.
Definitely, Moffat Abubakar coming on for the double goal scorer, Knowledge Musona. What a shift he's put in this afternoon. The fans acknowledging Knowledge Musona, but another tough midfielder coming in the form of Moffat Abubakar.
And Knowledge Musona is not being brought out because he was not playing well. He's being brought out, I think, to be managed his minutes and also to bring solidity in this Scotland midfield areas. And look at that goal, the post-extreme goal. He saw a pocket, he tucked his ball in, with an out-footer, and of course, getting Scotland's second goal.
Of course, as he was being substituted, we showed you the goals he scored. Great work from the guys behind the scenes there. Headed forward. Calvin Moyo had this one. Hardrock will need to push forward. Cross is good. Calvin Moyo does well. Mudadi and Bamara getting each other's way. Slamini on the ball now, looking for options. Finds Makawa, but not a good effort.
He was being desperate. Yeah, I think Makawa was too desperate there. I think trying to go for a goal from that range, and when there were many green and white shirts supporting and expecting that ball. Yeah, maybe he believed in himself, but I think at this time of the game, with 69 minutes played and you are trailing by 2-0, you want to be more effective, more sure of whatever you are doing. Just make sure you get a pass, you get the balls right, and then you get something out of it.
Definitely. Walter Msona, a chance from Shidola. Good defense work from Hardrock. Twala, good play. Abubakar Moffat comes in with defensive footwork. Can Twala get across here? Cross is good, no takers. Walter Musona at the edge of the box. Can he kill in a left foot? Just goes wide, but enterprise in play by Scotland. And Walter Musona, to be precise.
A beautiful cross from Twale there. Very inviting and teasing. Okay, he really lost his footing there, but then when he recovered his balance, he then sent in a shot, but off target. But good play from Scotland.
Pushing forward, Walter Musona with a chance here. And good defense work by Gavaza to stop Walter Musona. Peter Mudua will leave this one for Mawoko. the attempts. Scotland leading 7 attempts in this game, and Hardrock 4 tells a story. Of the 7, they've managed to score 2. Nelson Chachga, Abu Bakar Moffat, Mohamed Isak. Scotland enjoying this one here. Pushing forward, Moses Shidolo. The flick on, not on the same wavelength. Vamara turning himself into trouble. Woltamson tried to pick up Kama Billiard. And that's a free kick in Woltamson territory. Good play by Kama Billiard. Presence of mind to get that free kick.
Yeah, he benefited from what Bamara had actually done wrong. Because Bamara, when he received the ball, I thought he was going to go on a counter, go more offensive, but he decided to turn towards his own goal, and he was crowded by 3 Scotland players, and in the process he lost the ball. That's why he lost it there. And then he's trying to recover, he then fouled Kama Billiard. I think he put himself in problems. That's Bamara.
Exactly, as the midfielder turned going forward, but he tried to turn towards his goal, and he was quickly closed down.
The negative play cost him.
And let's see how they'll take this free kick. The offensive knowledge was in here. He was going to be wanting this free kick to get himself maybe 3 goals. But his young brother is equally good at taking this free kick.
Yeah, I think Woltamson will fancy his chances from there as well. And they are in their office discussing how to execute it. But definitely, Woltamson will be a most assured bet to take this.
You know, Woltamson, I started watching him play when he was still with the FC Platinum alongside Wisdom Tasa. They also played in the under-23 team that also did quite well. That was a good team with Walter and Wisdom being the captain and vice captain. Let's see how this free kick will be taken. It's Woltamson behind the ball. Can the wall do its job? Can Tendrai Matonga keep this one out? Can Woltamson curl this one past Tendrai Matonga? And the wall does its job. Poor effort from the reliable captain. To be throw-in on the far side. Mohamed Isa will take his time. You like the rules that FIFA has introduced to make the game more efficient, and a chance here. And good block there by Matonga. Another chance. Offside on Kama Billiard. He's not happy with that offside decision.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that it was an offside or maybe an overhead kick that he tried to do. It maybe then comes out as dangerous play. Yeah. But either way, that was a move. That was a ruled foul by the referee of the day.
A foul by Abu Bakar Moffat on the substitute. That's Sambulo Simelani. Looked like he took a knock on the head, and the referee quickly blowing. We know when it's a head injury, yes, the refs are being advised to stop play there and there.
That's the protocol in football. Any head injury, play has to stop. We can't continue when a player has had an injury to his head.
There we see he's lucky his elbow was reckless.
Yeah, Abu Bakar's elbow.
He could have walked. Junior Makunike preparing to come in. Junior Makunike comes in for Bamara. And the veteran Masimba Mambare, Wekumbare, coming in. Osama Makawa. So they've put in a striker to try and push forward, and Makunike wins this one. Good first touch by Ngwenya. Makunike. Masimba Mambare loses possession and plays it back to Michel Ngwenya, who's had a good game at the back for Hardrock. It's Hardrock pushing forward, asking all the questions. That goal has been elusive. Samuel Makawa. Junior Makunike. Looking for that option to go inside the box. Need to get across. The cross from Makawa is good. And Chachga not covering himself in glory, but he gets a free kick. The referee are judging. Navaya went into Chachga's space.
That's Washington Navaya for you. Last season's top goal scorer while he was still turning out for Telwan. He was now playing for Hardrock. He just moved 55 kilometers from Gweru, Telwan to Hardrock in Kwekwe.
That was the cross and the clash between Chachga and Navaya. Muhammad Isak.
Oh, that was a brilliant turn. That was Tinote Namuringai early in the first half.
Yeah.
So we're seeing some skills that were captured during the game.
Peter
Mjua.
That was beautiful piece of skill from Knowledge Musona.
Isak. Knowledge Musona abusing Bamara on the left wing. And then another one coming.
That touch.
Where are you going? I'm going that side. Knowledge Musona.
Navaya with a chance here. And it just heads wide. That was the moment. Confirmation of the substitute. Bamara and Daddy coming out. Makunike and Mambare coming in. You fancy it's not their day today. Washington Navaya doesn't usually miss those chances.
He doesn't. He's usually efficient up front. It will seem Hardrock are finding it difficult to find any luck at Trufaro Stadium. So it will mean Hardrock have never scored at Trufaro Stadium because last time they lost 2-0 to Caps United, and today they are trailing by 2-0. So Trufaro Stadium proving to be a hard venue for Hardrock.
Definitely, they need to score to try and salvage something. We've got under 11 minutes if they are to respond. We will share with you results from other centers. Mtimbanyoka wins a throw-in for Maviravira.
It seems from the other centers, a triangle have actually equalized against the PC Kariba. It is 1-1. Similarly, at Bulawayo Babafield Stadium, Bulawayo Chiefs and Highlanders are still locked at 1-0. And similarly, Caps United and Agama are still goalless out at Wazanai Stadium in Shamva.
A shock result. Caps United running out of steam when it matters the most.
Yeah, they started very well. Yeah, and somehow they lost their bearings along the way.
The train was long and they defended well by Hardrock. To be quickly taken. Right, Notenda Mringani. Played back to the goalkeeper, beaten twice this afternoon by Knowledge Musona. 2 great goals, nothing he could have done. Tinotenda Mringai, Junior Makunike gives away possession, tried to go for an ambitious pass. Moses Shidolo pass was intended to go to Kama Billiard. Can they get to the end there? Twala, he's been outstanding. Abu Bakr, the captain Walter Musona, picking up Kama Billiard. He is very dangerous in a one-on-one situation. Kama Billiard. Abu Bakr Moffat. Kama Billiard. Just enjoying knocking the ball around. Confidence when your team is winning. Pushing forward Shidolo. Can he whip in across? And Makunike fails to effectively clear this ball. And it's finally booted out of danger. Peter Mudua winning the header. Good play by Islamini. They are pushing forward. The pass from Mashaireni was intended for Navaya.
Yes. On the deck.
Sinotenda Mringai has been good on the left side for Hardrock. It's Mringai on the ball. The class is good. Mudua does well to defend. Can the whip in a ball? Makawa trying from far! A good save from Nelson Chachka. That one there almost catching Chachka unaware, but good reflex play by Chachka to save that shot.
Yeah, Makawa sending in a good shot from range. It was well on target. It would have tricked any goalkeeper, but I think Nelson Chachka was good to that. Look at the technique there. He laced the ball. It was going just maybe below the crossbar, and Chachka dealt with it effectively for a corner.
Kick quickly taken. Chachka does well. It's still Makawa on the ball here. Can he take another crack at goal? They're looking for options. Finds Gavaza. Can he whip in a good cross in the box? They've got a number of green jerseys anticipating the ball, but credit to Scotland. They are pushing forward. They are not allowing Hardrock to get a cross in the box. High pressing, paying the day for Scotland. Running out of ideas. That one there.
Yeah.
Shots on target for you, Joe. Scotland 5, Hardrock 3.
And then these are the league officials.
That's Elisha Mandreva as well as Kutibare from PSL.
Yes, the owners of the game, or the administrators of the game. Owners of the game are the fans.
Definitely, owners of the game are those multitudes that pay in the stadium. Makawa. Walter Musona. Abu Bakr Moffat. Moses Shidolo. Peter Mudua. This is a heavily expensive side. And looks like they are saying to Caps United and Hardrock, catch us if you can at the top. Over to you.
And I think now Scotland having, if they were to, they look like they are going to secure the points. You know, they will be saying, guys, catch us if you can. We are here and want to defend our title. The title that they won last season. Remember, Scotland are the defending champions.
Yes, indeed. Scotland are the defending champions. As we're catching them young, a Scotland supporter and a Hardrock supporter sitting next to each other. Scotland bring Machope, Timon Machope coming in, as well as Kingsley Mureremba preparing to come in.
They're pulling out Kama Billiard and Msebe.
Kama Billiard and Tokosi Msebe calls it a day. These two players have been outstanding.
I can't imagine how it feels being a Hardrock fan. You are trailing by 2-0 with 5 minutes to go, and you see Timon Machope being brought in, and you see Kingsley Mureremba being brought in. Definitely that means nightmares for you will continue.
Definitely, I think for Machope has not done well under Nomini Mapeza. He's not been given enough time, and let's see how he will play in this one. That's confirmation of the scoreline. A brace from the smiling assassin, Knowledge Musona. Samuel Makawa. Abu Bakar Moffat picking up Machope. Good marking by Gavaza. First touch, not the best by Machope. Makunike. They need to push forward. Time is ticking in the wrong direction for Hardrock. It's a long one. They're throwing for Hardrock. If they're going to throw in specialists, they can take advantage of put that ball in the box, and it's Samuel Makawa behind the ball. Can they whip in a good cross in the box, and Chachga will gather this one.
While time is ticking away for Hardrock at Rufaro Stadium, time is equally ticking away for Bulawayo Chiefs in Babafield Stadium, because Highlanders have found their second goal. So it's now Bulawayo Chiefs 1 and Highlanders 2.
And the Bulawayo derby. And in Shamba, it's still goalless between Caps United and Agama.
Yeah, Agama being stubborn, yeah? They are finding it, they're making it difficult for Caps United, who would have been expected to get the points out of Wazanai Stadium. But Agama standing their ground.
Agama definitely standing the ground. Caps United started like a house on fire, winning a number of games. But I think where they got it wrong, when the coach left to the national team, that also broke the team's rhythm. I would have never allowed that, to allow the coach to miss out 2 key games that they dropped 4 points. And hence now Scotland are leading.
I agree with you. Definitely, I think Caps United will feel aggrieved in that regard. But look, it was national duty for their coach. Make sure. And in his absence, that's when they dropped the valuable points.
And Scotland and Hardrock took advantage of that. But at the crucial stage that he left, if I was a Caps official, I would have never allowed that. But nevertheless, he went to the national team and did his duty for the nation. Walter Musona. Twala. Calvin Moyo. Back to Mawoko. Mawoko has done well. I think this should be his 15th clean sheet this season if it ends 0-0. He's another player who's also put up his hand for the Soccer Stars of the Year. Toro Machope. Not on the same wavelength with Kingsley Mureremba.
Yeah, I thought if he had given him a return pass earlier than holding on to the ball for longer, definitely it was going to be something else. But of course, Machope and Mureremba were not on the same page, and they give away possession to Hardrock.
Definitely, this one looks like Scotland will take all the 3 points under 1 minute to play. Of course, we still have optional time. Twala with the open foot there on Makawa. I think he's been also good on this flank. He's been playing well for Hardrock. It's back to the drawing board for KK.
And despite the scoreline, Spencer, I think the Hardrock are not a bad side, as it were. I mean, they put up a spirited show. They just didn't get it right. But otherwise, they were competitive. They gave Scotland a few anxious moments.
The chance comes through, and Chachga gathers the ball. No wonder why they call him Mawoko. Comes out, gets the ball. 3 minutes of optional time. And Nelson Chachga, an experienced goalkeeper, down.
Yeah, now it's all about game management.
Game management.
You just want to see out the few minutes that are left and any additional minutes that are added. You want to just manage the game and just secure the 3 points and you go home.
Definitely. And I can tell you, the new rules that FIFA put in place will definitely improve the game, and hopefully next season some of the rules will also be enforced in our Casalaga Premier League.
Yes, in terms of time wasting, yeah, which is good. And we saw pictures of the fans. Some fans are smiling, others are in grief. Well, some, the neutrals, are still enjoying the beautiful game of football. And this lady wouldn't mind. She's from Hardrock, but she's still enjoying a good afternoon. The young, the old, the male, female, everyone is at the stadium, and these are enjoying themselves.
Those are definitely from Mapuku Tavara.
Yes.
She's enjoying, she's on TV.
And the security officers are also enjoying a good afternoon of football.
Why not?
Yeah, which has been played under very friendly conditions here.
Yes.
We didn't have any crowd trouble.
I mean, this has been a good game. We had the police also addressing the
Yes.
fans. A chance here for Scotland. Timon Machope just played behind him. And foul committed by Abu Bakar Moffat. The free kick to Hardrock.
Yeah, you are talking about Veteran P Superintendent W.T. Wanda from Bari, who addressed the crowd just shortly before kickoff, just advising them to take care of their personal belongings as well as remaining as peaceful environment and enjoy the game. And also he made a call on us staying away from drugs.
Definitely, I think it's a thing that has caused also havoc in our society. KK, his team started well, and Kasongo boy, they are enjoying every moment with him.
These are scenes you want to see at a sports stadium. You know, football is a unifier. Football doesn't separate us, but it unites us. And people come here to enjoy a beautiful game of football, watch and enjoy the talent on show like we did today, where it's been a Knowledge Musona show.
Definitely, for me, my man of the match, I'll give it to Knowledge Musona.
Yes.
He has put up his hand for that man of the match.
Admirably, Knowledge Musona should pick up the gong this afternoon.
Those from fans from Scotland, Kuvukuland.
Yes.
Will be party, a long party in Mavuku Tavara.
Should we have the fan of the match? You know, just to spice up the experience at the stadium.
That will be a good award also. I mean, definitely one for the potential sponsors out there.
Yeah.
Someone want to sponsor that.
Yeah, I'm sure corporate partners who are watching out there, please just come through and identify a fan of the
And
match.
that whistle bringing the end of a fascinating encounter. Scotland winning this one, courtesy of a brace by Knowledge Musona. Your thoughts of this game, Joe?
A thrilling encounter, thriller at Rufaro. We saw Scotland putting up a dominant performance both in and out of possession, and on the other hand, Hardrock themselves were not a bad side. They tried to trouble Scotland, but Scotland was superior in terms of defensive play, and Hardrock could not break them down. But on their part, Scotland are the deserving winners of this particular encounter. They got two good goals that were clearly worked out from the training ground from Scotland. And Knowledge Musona showing us that he's still not yet finished. He still has something to dish out. He still has something to show. And it was a good afternoon of football at Rufaro Stadium. A good crowd that came out. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed every bit of the action at Rufaro Stadium this afternoon. But Hardrock will go back to Kwekwe disappointed that they didn't get anything. And they found that Rufaro Stadium is a difficult hunting ground for them. They've never scored at Rufaro Stadium. They are always firing blanks at Rufaro Stadium. They need to exercise that ghost. But Scotland themselves maintaining their hold at the top and trying to defend their title that they won last season. But a good game of football.
Definitely a statement win by Scotland. Catch us if you can. That's the message from Maviravira. Winning this one by 2-0 at Rufaro Stadium against a team in position number 2. Scotland were in scintillating form this afternoon. Good play by Knowledge Musona as well as Kamabili at Walter Musona. Tokosi Mseba, I think they all had a good game. But for Hardrock, that man for me has to be man of the match. But I can tell you, they had a brilliant game this afternoon. What just leaves us, we'd like to thank you for your viewership across the country. And we're happy to bring this game in the comfort of your home. Final score here at Rufaro, Scotland 2, Hardrock 0. From John Kani and Spencer Yamazao, it will cross over to Charles CNN Mabiga.
Well. That's how it finished, Jay. Although Hardrock did try to come back in the second half, but I think everything had been started and finished in the first 45 minutes. This is what Scotland have been doing. Remember, they started and finished with Caps United at the National Sports Stadium in the first half 2-0. And they started and finished with their rentals here. 2-0, and they've started and they've finished the same way. And I'm joined right now by the victorious coach, the legendary former Warriors captain. We used to call him Muchina Wemajuzi. We still call him Muchina Wemajuzi. Well, coach, congratulations for a job well done. And coach, I've just noticed the pattern. You are starting and finishing the business in the first half. Any special tonic about that? You did that with Caps United. You did that with the rentals. You've done it with Hardrock. Any special tonic to that?
Look, in a game of football, sometimes there will be a lot of pressure. So the more we are getting those early goals, I think it's easing up pressure from us as coaches and from the players as well. So the plan will be, let's go and get some early goals, then we have to manage the game. So this is exactly what has been happening with us. And I'm happy for the boys. They worked so hard. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. If you look at Hardrock's performance in the second half, they kept coming at us, but I think defensively we were very organized. I can't ask for more from these boys. I can't ask for more.
You've now straightened your lead to 37 points. Does that make you feel a little bit comfortable as you sit at the top of the standings?
No. You have to keep working hard. You have to keep working hard. It's a long marathon. If you are going to relax and think, now we are okay. No. I've been in this journey for quite some years, and I know how it is. And if it's going to happen that way, then it's going to be disaster for us. So we have to keep working hard and see how the season progresses.
Coach, congratulations and all the best for your next game.
Thank you.
That was Mushina Wemajuzi saying, no, we won't feel comfy, we just have to keep working hard. And I'm joined now by a visibly disappointed Hardrock head coach, Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayindu. Well, Coach, it looked like in the first half it was all over.
Yeah, I think it was a 50-50 affair. The unfortunate part is the way that we conceded the first goal. And the moment we conceded the first goal, our mental strength was affected. You could see we dropped. We wanted to change our pattern of play. We wanted to play long balls, which is not what we want to do. But the second half, we made some changes. We came out a bit stronger, but I think it was a bit late for us. With a bit of luck, we could have scored, maybe even given a penalty. But football is like that. We had a chance on the line cleared. But if you don't take chances in games like this, it's difficult.
Well, Coach, all the best for the next game. And it could have been better because in the second half, you created more than in the first. So, safe journey back to Kwekwe.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, that was Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayindu. And now, yes, I know you are waiting for it. Man of the match, Indian. Who is the man of the match? We are just waiting. There is a panel of journalists who compile, they discuss and they compile, and they come up with the man of the match. And did you guess? Your guess was just as good as mine as well. This guy here is something else. We got a lot of stories to tell about in the Warriors, but it's not time for now. Tell me, how did you score that first one?
Yeah, it's a corner that we always practice on training, that we move players off their positions and then we replace each other from movement. So that was a perfect movement from starting with Panache, Kama coming away, and then I go on Kama's position. So it was a perfect goal for us because this is what we practiced on training. So I'm happy that everything is working out, and I'm happy also that the team is playing well and we got the 3 points.
Of course, Knowledge Musona for you, the smiling assassin. I've got to ask him. I know you want me to ask him. The second one, the anticipation. Raroba crossbar from Kama, Barauya. The second one.
Yeah, it was all about the instinct and also the good technique, because it was not an easy ball coming straight to me. And in these moments, we need to be focused and apply the right technique. And I did just that. And I was shouting at Kama that he should have scored that one first, because that was a glorious chance that he missed. So I'm happy that we managed to score just before the halftime, and it was a good goal for us and for the team. And yeah.
Right, okay, he picks up $200 for being man of the match, but he told me just before he came on, Anza, legendary, unotora got $200.
Yes, it's for bribe for the team, so you can join us.
All right, congratulations, the smiling assassin.
Thank you.
Yes, the great Knowledge Musona. Well, yes, $200. $200 Mwanamdara. Wire two. $200. Congratulations. I mean, he's picked many of these. And it's still a special one. A braai for the team. Hansi, yes, legendary. Braai. Thank you so much, Knowledge. All the best. Wish you all the best in your next game, eh? My man. Right. What a thriller. We did enjoy this. Right. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. My word, what a thriller we had there, Trufaro. From everybody from the ZBC TV sports crew, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinrai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.
Zitesa Zimbabwe Film and Television School of Southern Africa, in partnership with ZBC, is bringing something big, a first for Zimbabwe, a 3-day reality show production masterclass presented by Monzi Ice Creation and Infinity Pictures. Learn from the minds behind Africa's biggest reality television shows and discover how real stories are shaped into powerful television from the 19th to the 21st of June 2020.